So I've gotten ambitious and decided to work on my favorite rocket ship. It's had no exhaust since I got it. The previous owner had the cat cut off. Say hi, Louise.
$3.
I'm terrified of heights. Look at you go. What the heck am I doing with my life? So I welded in this pipe for the cat. I threw some gaudy but sealed welds. I mean, they're ugly as can be, but it's under the car. Who cares? There's still no muffler, but it goes behind the axle. I'm gonna try to get, I've got a factory muffler up there. Look at those pipes. I'm gonna try to get one of those on it because, oh man, it'd be awesome to have one of those. All right, so the previous owner had chopped this car up, and I'm going back to the original. I mean, how can you not like that factory dual 3-inch freaking exhaust? So to fix it, what I did is I split a pipe and I welded it on. See, that way I can bolt it up and actually clamp it in place, and then I can save this muffler. If I ever redo this exhaust, I have this and I can save it for another pure talon if I ever redo one right, and then it'll be easy enough to cut that clamp off. So let's put that in and see what it looks like. There. That's a beautiful pipe. Look at that. So that's about from the angle, but we come down here, it's all bolted up, and so she ain't going nowhere. Ooh! Let's hear her start up now. The first time since I've owned it that this car has had any exhaust whatsoever. Not just the muffler, exhaust. It's literally come out the headers and that's been it. Mouse nest. Wait till it warms up and I can run it. I can't wait to watch the video whenever that happens. Bye bye mice. Got a nice sound, and it's behaving better than it's ever behaved, and that was hilarious. Oh my god. Welcome to today's edition of I Have No Idea What's Going On. About a week ago, I put a new brake booster in my Talon. I was like, yay, the brakes are good. That's the last thing I needed to do to fix that car. There's no check engine lights, everything works, except I found the cruise control doesn't work. I'll look into that. But it put it in tip-top shape, which meant from here on forward, everything was going to be performance, right? Rock on, however you do that. But, come to find out, there's one more piece it needed, and we're going to put that in today. So why don't y'all come along, and we are going to see about replacing the master brake cylinder in the Eagle Talon. We got going on under the hood of this glorious 4G63T beast. Sorry. I've replaced this brake booster. That's a brand new booster. And I don't know if you guys will be able to see down there. I can see it from here. It's wet. What's going on is on the very underside of this booster, it's leaking right where the booster meets the master. So that tells me that this master cylinder that I did not replace needs to come out. Now, doesn't that look like a fun spot to get at? To get at that is I need these out of the way, and the way I did that before was I took this whole bracket off, but I think this time I can avoid that because the booster doesn't need to come off. I can just take this solenoid itself off, hopefully, and find out. You know what? We'll just take the vacuum hoses off of the solenoid itself. Simple enough. Bada bing, bada boom. Put those out of the way. There's really not going to be much else I got to get out of the way. I'm going to have to drain this and take these hoses off. I'm going to be reusing the old hoses. I like the OEM OG stuff. So I try to, whenever I'm able, reuse as much OEM as I can. Let's get that baby up in the air. I know I'm going to have to bleed the brakes, so if I already got to bleed the brakes, might as well raise that thing sky high. Give it a knockout test. Hey! So after looking this over, I think I have a plan of attack. I've got the brake fluid all drained out of there. So I'm ready to get the reservoir. Actually, I could leave the reservoir on, but if you look in there, I don't know if you can see that, but it's some nasty looking stuff. So I'm gonna take that off so I can clean it. And so I've got it unplugged here, and then it's just gonna be these two bolts. I'm gonna pull it off of that master. Then over here on the bench, what I've done is, typically you want to bench bleed a master, and you can look online if you want to see how to do that. Basically, you just, while it's on the bench, you fill it full of fluid and you pump it. And you bleed the air bubbles out. Most masters, though, have the reservoir on top and the ports on the side. So you get air bubbles trapped in between, and that's the issue. That's why you got to pump them. One thing I love about this car, it's old, it's simple. They made it so you could work on it. So everything is on top. What that means is I've already been able to just pour brake fluid down into the cylinders and let it bubble itself up. I've got the plugs in now because the cylinders are both full on the pressure sides. So now we need the feed sides to be bled. And I'm gonna do the same thing with that because it's up top, literally as long as it's sitting level, which is what these two caps were for. Hold it level. I can just pour the fluid in and it'll automatically bleed it up. These actually come at an upward angle. They're not, straight 90s, so it should bleed it right out. So I'll get that master out of the car, hooked up to this out of the car, and then I will put this master, I'll get the reservoir out of the car and I'll leave the master because that way I'm gonna get the least amount of air in the lines as possible by doing that, because it's just gonna be, I'm not going to take those brake lines off the master till I'm literally ready to just yank it out and put them on the next one. I'm going to put the brake lines on before I even bolt it to the power booster, because I really don't want to sit there and try to bend the brake lines to make them fit in there straight. I'd rather just, make them fit in there straight while the part's loose, get them snugged up, bolt through and wrench down, call it good. Anyways, let's let's get to yanking that out. So here's that brake reservoir. You see all that gunk in there? That's why I wanted to take it off, because that's nasty. Just kidding, I'll clean that off. There, that's a little bit better, wouldn't you say? And I tried to clean up the cap a little bit, but every time I touch it, it gets dirty, so. It was cleaned up good once it's all in the car. I'm trying to let this kind of do its gravity thing. We got everything is level. It would be so cool if this works flawlessly. Everything is level when your brake bleeding. Have you heard the news? My brakes are awesome because my car is super awesome. Chrysler, Eclipse, Eagle, they're awesome. DSM is awesome. All right, so I'm back. I got the brake fluid ready to swap this one out. Just gonna break those free. Old mess comes out, new one comes in, and good to go, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Quite like a twiger. Got my fancy $2 brake bleeder. Well, I've completed both back sides, and boy, look at that nasty looking fluid. So now we're going to the front, and I've been able to do this actually without pulling the tires. It's been super simple, going over there, cracking them, putting the bleeder on, and pump, pump, pump. 6x3 is what I'm doing. 6 pumps, 3 cons, and then I check it. See if it's working. From the front. See if we can have the same luck. You can see I got the brake bleeder right there. I've already sprayed it with some penetrating. So what I do first is I just crack it. I find a way that I can whack it. That's cracked. Once I've got her cracked, line that up in a spot where I can open it. Find a good spot up high to put my bleeder bottle, tuck it in there somewhere. So it kind of stays. And then you shove that hose on. And it's going to start gravity bleeding right away, which is kind of neat. There it goes. You can see that grossness. And I'm going to keep bleeding it until all that's clear, air bubbles or not. Well, actually, all that's clear and there's no air bubbles, I hope. I'm going to fire her up and see if that helps. All right, looks like that was a success. I got the new brake booster in. It doesn't appear to be leaking. I don't see any drips coming out of it anywhere. I mean, it's all dry all around it except for the stuff that I sprayed on to clean it. Everything looks nice. It starts, it runs good. The brakes are right there. So next up, we got to do an oil change, and this bad boy's ready for the road. So this is actually a monumentous occasion right now. I'm about to do my first oil change since putting this engine in. Now I had this motor apart. I redid the timing on it and I went through, redid the gaskets on it, and had to swap over a lot of stuff because this is a non-turbo motor originally that I put in the turbocharged car. And it's handling it well. I changed, I left the pistons. That's the big thing, but oh well. Anyways, I was inside this engine. And yeah, I tried that once before and I didn't make it to my first oil change, so that's pretty dang exciting. I can't wait to drain it out, see what it's like, make sure everything looks okay. Same store. This is the filter they gave me last time. This is the filter they gave me this time. It's half the size. Apparently, because of COVID, we're getting stuff that's the same but not. This is my Napa Gold filter that I bought for this car 2-3 months ago. I bought it here in the town I live. And if you look, it's a 1381. That's my filter. So I went and got another Napa Gold. I don't know if y'all can see the difference. It's a freaking half the size. Called them up, and see, here's the thing. Oh, that doesn't say it, but the box does. It says it's a Napa Gold 1381 Napa Gold oil filter. This wouldn't even fit in this box. Old one. It doesn't fit in the box. I made a mess.